What if I told you the reason you can binge 3 hours of TikTok without blinking but can't last 15 minutes with a textbook has nothing to do with laziness? Picture this. It's late, you're in bed, phone in hand, one more video turns into 20. Your thumb is on autopilot. Meanwhile, that book on your desk is staring at you like a disappointed parent. You want to study, you really do, but your brain says, nah, not today. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain isn't broken, it's just been trained to crave the wrong things. And the wild part, you can train it back. Let's talk about what's actually going on in your head. Right now, your brain is living in a dopamine theme park. Every swipe, every notification, every viral clip, it's like hitting a slot machine that pays out every 3 seconds. New joke, new face, new shock, new drama, no effort required. So of course studying feels boring. Studying is the opposite experience. It's slow, it's quiet, the reward is delayed. You don't get a hit of excitement from reading one page of notes. You get the reward later, on the exam, on the result, on the future version of you who actually understands the material. Your brain, living in the I want it now economy, hates delayed rewards. It's been raised on instant gratification, fast food for the mind. And now you're asking it to enjoy a home-cooked meal. No wonder there's resistance every time. That's the battle you're fighting. So how do you flip this? There are 2 moves, not 1, 2. First, you lower the noise, then you raise the signal. Let's start with lowering the noise. Right now, your dopamine baseline is jacked up. Your brain is used to fireworks, so normal life feels like watching paint dry. The fix isn't to move to a monastery or delete your phone forever. That's not realistic. It's to practice boredom. Yeah, boredom, the thing we avoid like it's toxic. For 15 minutes a day, do nothing stimulating. No phone, no music, no background noise. Sit on your bed, walk outside, stare at a wall. Let your thoughts wander. It's going to feel awkward, uncomfortable, almost itchy. Your brain will scream, open an app, do something. That's withdrawal, and that's how you know it's working. Visualize you are pacing in a small, empty room, looking at your pockets like, where's my phone? Then slowly, you sit down. The room gets quieter. You will relax. After a few days, something shifts. Your brain calms down. The constant craving for stimulation eases up. Small things start to feel okay again. You've lowered the baseline. But here's where most people stop. And that's why they relapse. Lowering the noise isn't enough. You also have to make studying louder. This is where we rewire your brain to associate studying with dopamine instead of dread. Right now, your brain thinks studying equals pain, so we change the story. First, shrink the battlefield. Don't sit down and say, I'm going to study for 3 hours. That's like telling yourself you're going to run a marathon when you haven't jogged in a year. Your brain sees that and taps out. Instead, make it a 25-minute game. Set a timer, 25 minutes, 1 mission, no distractions. Your brain loves finite challenges. There's a countdown, a finish line, a small win. When the timer ends, you get a break. 5 minutes. Stand up, stretch, breathe. Don't fall into a scrolling black hole. Picture yourself racing against a clock on the wall. When the bell rings, you throw your hands up like you just scored a point. Small victory. Now add micro rewards. Every time you finish a section, put a check mark, draw a star, cross something off. It sounds childish, but your brain loves visible progress. Completion is dopamine. That tiny done feeling is the hook. Next, change how you interact with the material. Don't just read. Talk. Explain what you just learned out loud like you're teaching a friend. Your brain lights up when you feel mastery, when you can say, oh, I get this. That feeling, that's dopamine too. Use your hands, write notes, switch pen colors, draw simple diagrams. The more senses you involve, the more your brain tags this experience as interesting instead of painful. And here's a big one most people miss. Make it personal. If you're studying economics, connect it to why your favorite brand raised prices. If you're learning biology, link it to how your body feels after a workout. Suddenly, this isn't random information. It's your life, your world, your story. Imagine yourself reading a book and little thought bubbles pop up showing a gym, a store, a real-life scene. The book connects to their world. Now studying isn't abstract, it's relevant. But the ultimate shift? Stop approaching studying like a punishment. You're not forcing yourself to study, you're feeding your brain. Your brain actually loves learning. That's why you fall into YouTube rabbit holes about random facts. That's why 5 psychology tricks videos work. Curiosity is built in. We just buried it under junk stimulation. When you sit down with curiosity instead of obligation, the entire experience changes. You're not fighting your brain, you're partnering with it. That's when something crazy happens. You start to reach for your book before your phone. Not because you're suddenly super disciplined, but because your brain has learned this feels good. Visualize you at a fork in the road. One path leads to a glowing phone, the other leads to a simple desk with a soft light. This time, choose the desk. That's the rewire. Start small. Today, do 15 minutes of intentional boredom. Tomorrow, try one 25-minute focused study session. One, that's it. Within 2 weeks, your resistance drops. Within a month, studying stops feeling like torture. And one day, you'll catch yourself craving that quiet focus, that feeling of moving forward while everyone else is stuck scrolling. Here's the real question. When your alarm goes off tomorrow, are you going to reach for the same old dopamine hit, or are you finally going to train your brain to want a better future? Because your brain isn't the enemy. It's just been hijacked, and you get to take the wheel back.